and you have cars, as long as you're not owing on it, that will be your security or collateral that I will hold in order to do business with you. They break open your house one thing, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, he have a gun. It come to an end. And then you come and tell me, he have a gun on side. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. Remember, you are viewing the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. A program where we can get things done in Trinidad and Tobago. How can we get this done? By you calling in and voicing your concerns, your opinions about the things that is happening in Trinidad and Tobago, about the situation that we are working under, the situation that is happening in the community, people not paying attention, government not paying attention, ministries not doing what they're supposed to do. So viewers, it is the only way that we can get individuals outside of Trinidad and Tobago to know what is taking place in our country. Call in the program, viewers, and let the rest of the world know what is taking place in our country. Remember, you are live when you call in. It's a live program Monday to Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. on Synergy Network. Also, we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Go on the Facebook account, type in Real Talk with Saieed Ali, like and share, viewers. Also on YouTube, it's TT Real Talk. Subscribe, hit the bell, and you will know when we go live. So viewers, Real Talk is paying you 4% on a fixed deposit. Once it's over 5 years, you're going to get your 4% interest up front. So instead of waiting 5, 10, and 15 years to collect a lump sum on a fixed deposit, at Real Talk, we are giving you that lump sum up front. Remember that, up front. So, as we start our program tonight, the Land Settlement Agency have stated that they are willing to meet with residents of New Land Village, Guayagüeyari, who raised the issue with the allocation of lots in the area to former Petrotrin employees. So you see, viewers? You see? That is what you call result now. That is what you call result. As soon as we start to hammer it, as soon as we start to hammer the issue, see what is happening now? You see what is happening now? As soon as I say X, Y, and Z, look what's going on. Look what's going on. LSA now today, they're ready to meet with the New Land villagers up in Guayagüeyari. During a protest, the residents said the allocation of land was unfair since they applied and were promised land in the community more than a decade ago, but to date, they did not know the status of their applications. In a release, the LSA stated that only 46 lots and not 45 as the residents claim. 46 lots they give out. And the residents were saying 75. But nevertheless, however, allocation under the Petrotrin Land Program in LA, Savannah, and Nurse Trace community. Now, the residents said they have no problem with former Petrotrin workers receiving land, but a percentage of it must also be given to them. Come back to me, Derek. So Trinidad and Tobago, when I started to hammer this last night, I let LSA know one time that, hey, y'all are wrong, you know. Y'all are wrong. Because carrying workers, some of them still waiting for land. After decades, still waiting for their portion of land. Petrotrin closed on 5 years and them workers getting land already? No, it can't work like that. It cannot work like that. Like I said, I am living on Carolina Savannah Road in Sugar. And if LSA choose somebody from Long Cedrus to give them a piece of land in Carolina Savannah Road, close to where I live, and I apply for land decades ago, 10, 20 years ago, and them come and get land in less than 5 years, let me tell you something, them can't come on that land. I said that. Now to you, it might sound that, oh, Saieed, you're threatening the people. I threatening the people? 10, 20 years ago, I put in an application. 20 years down the road, no reply, no status, nothing of my application. And all of a sudden, as Petrochin closed on 5 years after, all get land. So where the hell my application went? Am I nobody? Am I nobody? No, we are going down that road. We ain't going down that road. So LSA now is willing to meet with the people now to hear their concern. The people want land. They don't want to hear about no concerns again. They want to know what is the status of their application. 20 years ago, I put in an application, me again no reply, 20 years up the road. Nothing, nada. Me even know what's going on. Me even know if I see my application. But you all view the former Petrochin workers' application. Nah. It don't work so. It don't work so. So, bottom line, the LSA now is willing to meet with the people from the community, which is fair. Which is fair. And I am satisfied with it. I am satisfied with that. You know things that is unfairly treated in Trinidad and Tobago. Everybody know in Trinidad outside is go against that very, very bad. As long as you are being mistreated, that's it. I lighten you up. You're playing that. Moving along. A High Court judge has ordered a contracting firm to pay a Samoa-based woodworking company $8.1 million for work done on the Red House restoration project and the President's house. Unicom Limited was ordered to pay. We wouldn't mention the contractor name to put him in any danger, as we would say. But Unicom Limited was ordered to pay the woodworking company for breach of contract along with cost and interest, in which would amount to $12 million. The woodworking company filed its claim for breach of contract in November 2020. The company was also subtracted to provide woodworking products and service for the Red House and the President's House restoration project. Now, his claims contended that early 2018 he was told of the scope of work for the Red House project. Now, they provided a proposal for the jobs and quotation, Unicom, which were accepted. Invoices also submitted after work was done, and a portion was paid. However, frequently breached the payment terms set out in contracts by making delayed payment. Bottom line is, the judge made an order. That's what the judge made an order. There are some information that I choose not to put out into the public domain that would cause harm to the individual that is receiving this money. So I rather withhold those information for the safety of the person. But nevertheless, we have the names, we have the But if the company lives or the address, we have all the information. But rather withhold that for safety of directors of the company. President of the Assembly of Southern Lawyers, Saieed Ali, supported Auditor General Jayawanti Ramdas' request for the state to pay her private attorney as she threatening to take legal action against the Minister of Finance. Lakan stated that she also agrees with Attorney General Regional Amo that Ramdas should not only retain private attorneys, but the state should pay for it too. On Monday, a motion to extend the reporting period of the Auditor General to examine the state accounts was passed. The extension was sorted after Ramdas initially refused to add late financials in her reporting. On April 24th, Ramdas completed the 2023 accounts, which she submitted to the Ministry of Finance. However, she qualified the report with a disclaimer and an addendum on the account, including over 780,499,000 revenue could not be accounted for. So Trinidad and Tobago, over $780 million could not be accounted when she did her accounts. Instead of laying the report in Parliament, Imbert sought an extension. Ramdas has since threatened to sue Imbert and Amo for what she claims were enormous statements made against her. Lakan said, as a state official, the Auditors General legal fee should be handled by the state. Amo has now deemed the contents of a legal letter sent to him by Auditor General Jayawanti Ramdas as threats, and said he will not be intimidated in the courts in the course of his duty. So let's see here now. Jayawanti is an accountant. She did the accounts, sent it in to them. She completed the accounts for the Ministry of Finance and sent it in for them. Now, over $780 million cannot be accounted for. She's an accountant. She did her accounts for 2023. And when she submitted now, asking about the $780 million that could not be accounted for. So when she sent a letter now, the regional Amo is taking it as a threat. So I wonder if at any point in time, did Amo ask her, or did Amo ask the Ministry of Finance, being the Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago? The accountant did what she was paid to do. In doing that, $780 million couldn't be accounted. And now the battle now is between Amo and Mr. Ramdas. So did Amo ever find it in his favor to ask, how did she come up with this figure? And if this figure is true, did Amo turn to the Minister of Finance and ask the Minister of Finance to verify these figures? And why is this large sum of $780 million cannot be accounted? One would ask. Ramdas, on April 24th, completed the 2023 accounts, which she submitted to the Ministry of Finance. And in doing her accounts, Trinidad and Tobago, $780 million could not be accounted for. Where is the money? Where is the paper trail? But I'm on the carry her to court because of her letter. How sad? How sad? How sad is this? Money missing. But all you want to go to court for a letter. And Amo find that the letter is threatening to him. Amo, could you ask the Ministry of Finance, where is $780 million? Could you ask them to give account for that? You see, and this is the thing that others can't handle in Trinidad. As you get a letter, as you get a letter from somebody, you want to go to court, you want to sue. Go down to the bottom line. Why did you get a letter? Why? Money missing, Amo. Money missing. This is headline in Trinidad and Tobago. This is where our good name, Trinidad and Tobago, the little Dubai of the Caribbean, money is missing. An accountant did accounts for the Ministry of Finance, and $780 million isn't accounted for. Trinidad and Tobago. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling good? Where all the tax money went? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself that. Where is $780 million gone? I have been following this very closely. Very closely. And I haven't commented at all on it. At all. Amo should be asking the court, the Ministry of Finance, where is $780 million? Instead of carrying the accountant to court, who did the accounts for the Ministry of Finance. So Amo, I would like now for you to tell the public, are you interested in where the $780 million went, or are you interested in carrying Ramdas to court? For a letter. Apparently Ramdas did her account and sent it in. She submitted to the Ministry of Finance. See how things backward in Trinidad and Tobago? Amo taking a letter as a threat. He's the Attorney General. And he's taking a letter as a threat. And nobody's going to threaten me. Ramdas, here's what to do. You should publish the letter. You should publish the letter that was sent. Ramdas, the letter you sent to Amo, and he is taking it as a threat. Let me tell you something. If I was you, I would have published the letter. Let Trinidad and Tobago see it. Let Trinidad and Tobago see it. Let Trinidad and Tobago ask Amo now, where is the $180 million plus? Watch me. The way I so stupid, I would have published the letter. I would have let the letter go public. Because I will tell you something. For 100, for just now, eh? For $780 million to go public. Let me tell you something. That's close to $1 billion. $780 million, and all I can't give an account for that. Me was Ramdas, I send a letter public. Send it to public. Take what I'm telling you. Let Trinidad and Tobago see why Amo is taking the letter as a threat. Let other lawyers read the letter. Let the whole of Trinidad and Tobago read the letter. And let Trinidad and Tobago ask Amo now, give us an account now for the $780 million that is unaccounted for. Let me see how they would have feel. You see, the right thing, they set people free. But a troublesome letter will have you worrying. Yeah, it is have you worrying. So in good faith and in good advice from me to Mr. Ramdas, who did the account and submitted to the Ministry of Finance for 2023, and I published the letter. Yeah, I published it. Everybody knows Saieed is a man will do. The truth had to come out, you know. The truth had to come out. And it's two things. Is either you're ducking from the truth or you're afraid to come out with the truth. One out of it. One out of it. But nevertheless, the truth will come out. It will come out. Jawanti, if you're brave, but I realize you have a little braveness in you. You stand up against the Attorney General, and I applaud you for that. Somebody have to stand up for the right thing. Not everybody to stand up, you know, but somebody had to stand up for the right thing, and especially those in office should stand up against those in office. Yeah. So viewers, Real Talk Newsroom, we are looking for graphics persons. We are looking for some graphics persons. So if you're in the graphic field, making video clips, voicing, audios, graphics, designs, contact us or contact me at 339-1670 or any one of our office numbers. Also, those of you who would love to work in a financial institution, you have a background in accounts, you can contact me also, 339-1670. So viewers, we're going for a short commercial break. But when we come back from this break, we're going to touch on Heinz. 56 guns missing between 2018 and 2023. Oh, this is coming from the Minister of National Security. We'll be right back after this.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Now, viewers, I want you to keep this in mind. Real Talk is offering you 4% on our fixed deposit in our company. We are going to meet and match any financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago that is offering you a fixed deposit rate. Fixed deposit rate. Our company will meet and match and pay you upfront. That's right. Pay you upfront when you sign up with a fixed deposit package at our company. Instead of waiting 5 years, 10 years for your interest, you're going to get it up front. Only at Real. Remember that. National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines have stated that a total of 56 firearms were reported lost, missing, or stolen between 2018 and 2023. While responding to questions from Independent Senator Dr. Paul Richards in the Senate, these include 42 illegal issued privately owned firearms and 14 that were issued to members of the police service, the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, and the prison service. He gave a breakdown on firearms legally issued to private citizens between 2018 and 2023, and added that there is one more which was reported from Tunapuna Police Station. A little listen.
According to information provided by the Commissioner of Police, 42 privately owned firearms were reported lost, stolen, or missing during the period 2018 to 2023. The number of privately owned legal firearms reported as such for each year during the period 2018 to 2023 is as follows. 2018, 3, 2019, 7, 2020, 5, 2021, 6, 2022, 11, 2023, 9, totaling 41. There is one more to be concluded upon in respect of the year in which it was reported as such from the Tunapuna Police Station.
Guns missing. Richard asked Hines if there was sufficient oversight mechanism to ensure that firearms legally issued to ordinary persons are not lost or stolen or gone missing. Hines replied that whoever is issued with a firearm will secure the firearm reasonably, and within the 42 firearms that are missing, there ought to be significant improvement to ensure that this does not arise again. Listen to Hines.
It is anticipated that he or she who is issued with a firearm will do all that is reasonably and lawfully anticipated to secure the firearm. When you have a firearm, and in this case, in respect of this answer, 42 being lost or stolen or missing more generally, it suggests that there ought to be significant improvement in the activity of the holders to ensure that this does not arise.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, the minister also revealed that 14 firearms issued to members of the police service the TNTDF and the prison service were reported lost, stolen, or missing between 2018 and 23. Now, he provided a breakdown of this figure. Let's listen to him.
14 firearms assigned to national security personnel were reported lost, stolen, or missing during the period 2018 to 2023. The breakdown of the number of firearms assigned to such officers and so reported for each year during the period is as follows. In respect of the TTPS, 2018, 0, 2019, 0, 2020, 0, 2021, 1, 2022, 1, 2023, 2, totaling, of course, 4. In respect of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, 2018, 1, 2019, 2, 2021, 2021, 1, 2022, 1, 2023, 2, totaling 8. And in respect of the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service, 2018, 0, 2019, 0, 2020, 0, 2021, 0, 2022, 0, 2023, 2, 2. Altogether, a total of 2 in this regard.
So viewers, we're going for a short commercial break. But when we come back from this break, we're going to hear Griffith responding to Hines. And we have some videos to back it up. But believe me, you'll be shocked. We'll be right back after.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Realtalk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Realtalk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Realtalk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Realtalk is offering you 4% on our fixed deposit for 5 years and over. Now, the good thing about this fixed deposit is that you are getting your interest payment up front. Yes, you heard me right. Up front, you're getting your interest payment. So you don't have to wait 5 years or 10 years. You don't have to. As long as you sign a check, your check is cleared, you will get your interest on your principal that you have invested in a fixed deposit at Realtalk. Now, viewers, Realtalk Credit Union, be a member. Be a member, buy shares, open a savings account. Remember that, viewers. So, highest interest rate in Trinidad and Tobago is being paid by Realtalk. Remember that. We will match any and every fixed deposit financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. National Transformation Alliance, NTA political leader Gary Griffith has requested National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines comments about 56 firearms gone missing between 2018 and 2023. Griffith stated that the process he instituted for the assurance of FULs during his tenure was very strict and stringent. He added that some of the stolen firearms may have happened in situations like a home invasion where a FUL holder was attacked by a large number of armed perpetrators. Griffith said cases of civilian misuse and mishandling of legal issued firearms are even more statistically rare. He also dismissed a recent report from Commissioner of Police Earl Haywood Christopher that 100 illegal firearms were involved in crime. Hmm, 100. How did Earl know 100 firearms were legal firearms were issued or were being used in criminal activity? How did she come up with that figure? Did somebody in Trinidad and Tobago Police Service say? How did she come up with that figure? You mean a bandit running a man's house with a legal firearm? After robbing the people, tell them, hey, this is a legal firearm? Comedians, yes? National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines have said his ministry and the Office of the Attorney General and Legal Affairs are exploring the possibility of amending the Firearm Act with respect to ensuring the integrity of these operations of licensed firearm dealers. Hines said, according to information provided by the Commissioner of Police, Earl Haywood Christopher, she again, only 11 firearm dealers' licenses were approved between 2018 and 2023. From 2020 to 2023, no firearm dealers' license were issued. Prior to this, there were 19 active firearm dealers providing that service across Trinidad and Tobago during the period 2018 to 2023. There was an increase of 57.8. Listen to this.
According to information received from the Commissioner of Police, firearm dealers' licenses were approved during the period 2018 to 2023 as follows. In 2018, 3 new dealers were so licensed. In 2019, 2 new dealers so licensed. In 2020, 6 new dealers so licensed. In 2021, no new dealer license. In 2022, no dealer license. 2023, no dealer license. Together, Mr. President, these represent an increase of 11 dealers between the period 2018 to 2020. Prior to this, there were 19 active firearm dealers providing that service across Trinidad and Tobago. Therefore, during the period 2018 to 2023, we saw an increase of 57.8%. Thank you.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, Richard asked if there was any proper oversight or oversight of these dealers with respect to their sales of firearm and ammunition to the public in the context of the criminality in the country. However, Hines replied by saying that there is evidence that adequate oversight has not been experted in respect to firearm dealers. Although listen to Hines. Listen to Hines.
We have evidence that adequate oversight had not been exerted in respect of firearm dealers. For an example, and it is now in the public domain, the police are supposed to check on the books, the records of these dealers to see what they bring in, what they sold and to whom, what quantities. And in one case that is now in the public domain, when the police pressed on one of the dealers who sued the police in relation to relevant matters or related matters, he indicated that his book or books were lost for about 3 years. When asked, did you report it? The answer was no. In that example alone, it is quite clear that the implication of the senator's question is borne out. Sufficient oversight, professional and security considerations, absolutely no.
Now, here is Trinidad and Tobago. Richard asked if there is any investigation into the overall potential danger that has been posed because one errant dealer could potentially have dispensed thousands of rounds of ammunition. However, Hines said, it may not have been that the books were not available, but because it was not produced, as that was the explanation given. He added that these matters continue to be under investigation. Listen.
Based on information available to me in the very matter, it may not be that the books were not available. It may be that they were not produced and some kind of explanation of that along that line was given. Because what we saw in those years, in my view, the subject of 3 investigations by the state, one by the Police Service Commission and 2 others commissioned by the government of Trinidad and Tobago, upon which a judge is on record as saying that it would have been a failure on the part of the Prime Minister and the government not to have acted in the face of the information that those investigations yielded. Mr. President, these matters are they continue to be under investigation. I give you that assurance. And in respect of breaches of the law, I am confident, I am hopeful even, that the answers will be provided and the right conclusions and evolutions arrived at. Thank you very much.
Senator.
Now, Trinidad, I am aware of this gun dealer that they are particularly talking. I know this gun. Richard also asked if any consideration have been given to laws governing the oversight and management of legal used firearms. Hines said, the Office of the Attorney General and the Ministry of National Security has engaged in this issue and have devised a draft policy in this regards with new elements coming on board. He further added that the government recognized that a lot went wrong and was confident that the government will take action to improve the state of affairs in respect to the management of firearms. Listen to Hines one more time.
Certainly, the Office of the Attorney General and the Ministry of National Security has engaged this issue, and we have devised a draft policy in this regard, with new elements coming on board as the investigations by the police continue and new things and new nuances are discovered. Mr. President, the government recognizes that a lot went wrong The matters are under investigation, as I said, and I am confident that the government will take action to improving the state of affairs in respect of the management of firearms, to tighten up the looseness and the wanton state of affairs that subsisted during the period under review, and it may very well yield recommendations for improvements in the law, the Firearms Act of Trinidad and Tobago.
So viewers, we're going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, now that was Hines on firearm, an illegal plus legal firearm in Trinidad and Tobago. When we come back, we're going to hear from Hines with respect to reporting now the drop in illegal cell phones in prison. So we're going to have a few videos with Hines giving us an update about the illegal activities in prison, according to Hines, right after.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Report Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Real Talk is offering you 4% on our fixed deposit for 5 years and over. Now, the good thing about this fixed deposit is that you are getting your interest payment up front. Yes, you heard me right. Up front, you're getting your interest payment. So you don't have to wait 5 years or 10 years. You don't have to. As long as you sign a check, your check is cleared, you will get your interest on your principal that you have invested in a fixed deposit at Real Talk. Now viewers, Real Talk Credit Union, be a member. Be a member, buy shares, open a savings account. Remember that, viewers. So, highest interest rate in Trinidad and Tobago is being paid by Real Talk. Remember that. We will match any and every fixed deposit financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. So now we are going to hear, viewers, from Hines concerning the illegal activities in the prison in Trinidad and Tobago and what they did. Now, for the year ending 2023, 411 cell phones were confiscated from prison. The minister was replying to UNC Senator Wade Mark on measures being taken to address contract killing ordered by prisoners and its impact on the justice system. Hines stated that the prison service continue to introduce and maintain security system which will be effective, but mitigating all avenues for the passage of illegal contraband and unauthorized communication. He said, their recent efforts include the installation of jammers. However, it can only prevent unauthorized communication via cell phone, since other means of communication pose immense challenges. Listen to this.
In the prison service's ongoing attempts to ensure the safety and security of the nation's people, the prison service continues to introduce, upgrade, and maintain security systems which would be effective in deeming our establishments as secure, but mitigating any and all avenues for the passage of illegal, contraband, and unauthorized communication. Our most recent efforts are inclusive of the following: installation of jammers at our prisons in the second half of 2023. However, cell phone jammers in prisons can only prevent unauthorized communication via cell phones, since other means of communication pose innate challenges, such as personal visits and letters. During these visits, inmates find more innovative ways using coded language to meet their desired means. The prison service is acting daily to prevent illegal communications.
Call a good night.
President, good night, my lord. Where are you going?
Good, good.
I just listen every night. I listen to your program and I listen to everything we're going on and just see. But what are we going to do, boy? What are we going to do? You can fight the government. We can't fight the government. You can't fight them. You can't leave them what they're doing until the time comes.
Thank you, my friend.
Well, take care.
Now, viewers, Hines said prison searches are also conducted and revealed that for year ending 2023, there were 411 cell phones confiscated. He said measures also include searching prison officers to help prevent the introduction of contraband, including weapons, drugs, and cell phones.
Prison searches are conducted on a routine and ongoing basis. At times, these searches are conducted with the assistance of other law enforcement agencies. For the year ending 2023, there were 411 cell phones confiscated. This contrasts with previous years when numbers were in the thousands. And this cell phone problem in jail, as I read up to this morning, is not confined to Trinidad and Tobago. It exists everywhere in the world. It is a real phenomenon and problem. Searching of prison officers, regular searches of prison officers, because we are sure from the records of the even recent past that prison officers, as officers of the state, have been part of this problem. So we search them, we scan them on a regular and ongoing basis. We have established the prison interdiction team, and their purpose is to pay attention to their colleagues who fall prey, as some previous government ministers have in this country.
So viewers, we would all love this one. Hines also noted that drones became a medium to transport contraband items, including cell phones and collaborations with the TTPS Air Support Unit. Has been an initiative to help alleviate this issue of drones. Imagine they're using drones now. Listen.
The issue of drones have become a medium to transport contraband items, a new development, including cell phones into the prison. They pose particular challenges given their speed, acceleration, and capacity for covert operations. Collaboration with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Services Air Support Unit has been an initiative to help alleviate this issue, and we have other ways in dealing with it to relatively strong and good success.
Now, my queries about how the measures contribute to a reduction in hits. The minister said, like every other state, we have a problem with murder. and action is being taken to bring success. Let's hear what's up.
We do, like every other state, have a problem with murders, with hits being called, and action, as I have described, has been and is being taken to treat with it to, as I say, great success. And one just has to imagine that without these measures, whichever government is in power, in the absence of these measures, God knows what our circumstances would have been like. Thank you.
So that was Hines with reports from the prison service of Trinidad and Tobago. So we have a little bacchanal here now. The opposition-led Sandy Grande Regional Corporation is being accused of poorly management after councillors were evicted from their office at Ramdas Street, Sandy Grande for failing to pay rent. According to Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, Minister Faris Al-Rawi. Al-Rawi pointed fingers at the Sandy Grande Regional Corporation when opposition Senator Damian Lidder questioned what provisions were made to ensure that the councillors continue to serve the public. Al-Rawi stated that the corporation sits on over $1 million of unspent balance and denied that any request was made for funds as Chief Executive Officer from the various regional corporations took part in a retreat and the matter was not discussed.
Unfortunately, management is the answer. The corporation sits on over $1 million of unspent balances. The corporation has received 48% of its annual allocation releases, has requested its other 52%. It is well stocked with money. Management is critical. At a retreat of all CEOs, including the CEO of this corporation, up to Friday of this week, not a single request or urgency flag was put up in respect of this matter. And one can well imagine that when you're sitting on almost $1 million of unspent monies. So, Mr. President, perhaps my learned friend is flagging the difficulties in the corporation as run by his own party. That's all I can say.
So Trinidad and Tobago, we are out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, a rerun of this program is from 11:30 to 12:30 tomorrow. Until we meet again,